All right, mathematicians, today we are going to build off of what you hopefully discovered in the triangle exploration activity. You can do the split screen with Notability, or you can take out a piece of notebook paper and take these notes so you have them to access later. All right, so today is all about the angles of a triangle. Hopefully, when you did the exploration activity, you realized that the sum if you don't remember what sum is, it means that you are adding of all the angles in a triangle is always 180 degrees. So if you did that exploration activity, maybe you had a triangle that looked something like this. And so here, maybe you had a right angle, and this was a 60, and maybe this was a 30, so that we know that when we add those together, so 90 plus 60 plus 30, that they would all fit together and make that straight line. Now we can use that information to then find missing angles when we don't have them. So say, for example, we have another right triangle, but this time we know that this angle is 40 degrees, and this one is labeled angle X. Since we know that all angles have to add up to 180, what we can do is we can add what we know. So we know that right angle is 90 degrees plus the 40 degrees for what we know gives us the fact that there are 130 degrees accounted for in that triangle already. So now I can just take 180 minus 130, and I figure out that the measure of angle X is equal to 50 degrees. So pretty straightforward when you have just a standard triangle. What can also happen is that we can have situations where we have multiple definitions being used. So let's look at another example. So in this case, what we're going to have are two intersecting lines that are cut, in different places, right? So we want to find the measure of this angle, which we'll call angle X again. And we know that this angle is 35 degrees, and we know that this angle is 100 degrees. So I want you to pause the video and then thinking about what we learned about with the supplementary complementary type angles and what we now know about triangles. See if you can figure out angle X and then restart the video to check your work. All right, hopefully as you were working through, you remembered that the angle relationship here are vertical angles. That would be the most efficient way to do this, although you could also use supplementary angles to figure out what this angle is. If you use vertical angles, remember vertical angles are congruent, so if this one's 35 degrees, then we know that this interior angle is also going to be 35 degrees. And now I know that 100 plus 35 is 135 degrees for the inside of our triangle. So we can figure out that 180 minus 135 leaves us with 45 degrees for this angle here. Now there's other ways we can do this. We have a vertical angle relationship here, or we have a supplementary angle with this line. I'm going to use my supplementary angle, so now that I know that this is 45, I know that these two together have to equal 180. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 180 minus 45, and that leaves me with 135 degrees. So I know the measure of angle X is 135 degrees. Make sure you send any comments or questions if you have them. Don't be afraid to like and subscribe so that you can see the latest videos as they are published, and then just giving out other information or questions that you might have.